Oh, today we're going to talk about the whole fat thing. The saturated fat, the cholesterol, the clogging of the arteries on a carnivore and ketogenic diet. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. Let's get into the subject of cholesterol and saturated fat. Should you get a cholesterol panel? What if your cholesterol is high, and are you actually waxing up your arteries? Well, duh, of course not, or else I must be a ghost. A lot of you guys are still eating lean meats. You're still trying to pass fat trimmings now as your source of fat, or the leaf lard or the suet. What you don't understand is that trimming should be used as a sort of bridge to the rendered fat that has cholesterol in it, because the fat trimmings are made out of protein fibers, and when you cook just the trimmings, the clumps of fat is more protein. The stuff that drips to the bottom of the pan, now that is the fat and cholesterol that you need. So why is it so important to have cholesterol and saturated fat on these diets? Carnivore and keto, low carb, high fat. I think it's hard for people to understand that we are the same as all mammals. We are made up of mono, poly, and saturated fats. Unsaturated fats and saturated fats and cholesterol. Yes, like our booties, our breasts, our brains, they're made out of cholesterol. When people are still trying to get by with the MCT oil or the coconut oil, which is primarily a saturated fat, it just doesn't create viable ketones. And if you don't believe me, use a glucometer and start testing your ketones, only consuming the medium chain triglycerides instead of the long chain LCT triglycerides. A lot of you don't understand that when you go take a cholesterol panel at your doctor, the cholesterol is not the problem. It's the transportation of that fat cholesterol. Those are the LDL and the HDL. So HDL is high density lipoprotein and then low density lipoprotein. The LDL takes the cholesterol to the inflammation in the body. Cholesterol fixes it, spackles it, and HDLs take it back to the liver to be recycled. So our body makes 75%, and some say even more, of its own cholesterol. And why would your body recycle something that's going to give you a heart attack? It's like an illogical fallacy. Yet and still people keep taking cholesterol panels. Now, it's been a while because I left California, that's a dump, but yes, before, when I had done any type of general testing, they tried to throw in cholesterol panels. I actually had to tell them to stop. Just stop. Don't take that test. The reason I wanted them not to take the test is because I eat a lot of fat and I eat a lot of butter that's high in cholesterol. Eat butter, test the blood, you're going to have very high levels of cholesterol. And then they want to put you on the statin. I'm sort of mispronouncing it, so the algorithm doesn't pick up what I'm saying. They want to put you on that pharmacological intervention, and it is so damaging and unsafe on levels that I can't express on this stupid platform. And they will offer it to people like taking Tic Tacs. Now, most people who do like a low carb, high fat dietary measure like keto or carnivore, they already understand, like, I'm not supposed to go low fat. But I just really want you to not worry about cholesterol. Focus on your blood pressure. Most people who do carnivore and keto have low blood pressure because their electrolytes are like that and they're dehydrated. But check your blood pressure. If it chronically runs high, something concerning. If your blood sugar runs high, something concerning. But you can also test your calcium score to see if there's rocks floating in your bloodstream. But the blood pressure is a really good indication if you're having stiffened, rocked up arteries. If you don't, stop stressing over the cholesterol. We need it. We need it for our brain. What do you think happens to vegans? They get a little like cuckoo. They don't get enough B12. They don't get enough vitamin D. They don't get enough cholesterol for the brain. It's good for all the linings of every cell, your lungs, your organs, and your reproductive organs. You're not going to make testosterone like because years in the past, men could have testosterone between 800 and 1100. Now doctors are saying that if you're at 350 to 450, you're good. And at that level, guys become depressed. They have flat muscles. They store fat around the middle. They're aromatizing. Their estrogen is high. They're balding. They're moody. They're going through menopause, which is the male version of PMS or menopause, because they don't eat enough fat. It's a thing. You need the 3 fatty acids. We're not just made up of saturated fat and cholesterol. We are also made up of polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fat. And that's what we do well with making ketones, which is what we're made out of. Now, coconut oil is a primarily saturated fat. What's really great about coconut oil is the lauric acid, not the saturates. And the olive oil is a monounsaturated fat, which plays a role, but you don't dump a bunch of avocado oil or olive oil onto your food and expect viable, sustainable ketones and blood sugar regulation. I hope this helps. Do not be afraid of your butter and your egg yolks and your animal fat. And stop thinking you're getting fat on fat. You're not. If you gain weight eating fat, it's not the fat, it's your hormones are broken. Insulin. Because insulin's going to take everything out of your bloodstream and store it as fat. And then if you have inefficient fat cells, well, you just get fatter. And then if your thyroid tanks, you get fatter. And if you have leptin resistance, you get fatter. I know. Stop blaming the fat. It's not the fat. It's broken hormones that regulate the food that you eat. They regulate the calories that you eat. It's not about calories. And it's not about fat, because fat has everything. Omega-3s, vitamin D, E, A, and K. What do you think protects my skin at almost 57? It's that cholesterol, and it's that animal fat. Well, it is the animal fat that I consume and the fat that I store. Vitamin E and vitamin A are so amazing for the skin. Comment below if you've been told that your cholesterol is so high, and the higher, the better. Yeah? Just check your blood pressure and your calcium score. And that's what's most important on a low-carb, high-fat carnivore, which should be ketogenic, and a keto, standard ketogenic, where you add a wee bit of plants. Same diet, though. Just one with plants, one without. Comment below. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. Of course, I run the course where I cover all 3 diets, because some of you just cannot do carnivore or keto or even the carbs. You can go to my Instagram at Stephanie Ketogenic, my Facebook fan page, Stephanie the Business Person. I hate all these stupid names. Social media is a curse and a benefit all at once. And I'm out, because now I gotta edit this video. Peace.